Hey, well, it's the lunch hour here in this awesome kitchen, I would say. Obviously, we're making sandwiches. I'm in the mood for a sandwich. Might as well start with handmade bread. I mean, obviously, handmade bread is awesome. We got, obviously, flour. We got a little bit of water. We got some yeast, salt, a little bit of corn syrup on the side. This is going to be awesome. There you are. Alright, so basically first off we're going to do, here's my yeast, woo, yeah, a little yeasty here, so I don't know. Add our yeast to the flour, obviously mix it in, just get a little bit married in there, just a little bit right in here. Oh, right. Then we're going to add, I'm trying to remember, we're going to add our lukewarm water, just a little bit at a time. So it starts forming like a pasty, doughy ordeal. Oh, yeah, this is where like the hands-on part really gets into it. Obviously, I would prefer using a fork, obviously. I mean, obviously to prevent something like that. But overall, I prefer hand over any type of machine, really, because you really get that hands-on feel for it instead of a machine telling you when it's done or not. Man, a little bit more water in here. God. Yeah, there you go. Alright, that's the rest of the water. Then eventually we're actually going to mix this right on the table instead of in this bowl. Eventually, if I can get this all to work out. Alright, so basically, obviously, you got our dough starting to form up a little bit in this bowl. We're actually going to add a little bit of corn syrup right about now. I'm going to get my little assistant out here and do it. Just add it directly right in.
Okay.
It's right in. It'll be like, bam.
Is that it?
Yeah, okay. Just about.
Alright.
Put that all nice and goody corn syrup. Obviously, I prefer malt syrup, which I made this back in college or whatever. We always used malt syrup whenever we were doing this, and it turned out to be good. My parents actually said, use corn syrup, it's better. Okay, so might as well make this some. So we did this on, was it Christmas? Yeah, Christmas Day or whatever. Made, I don't know, 6 loaves, 4 or 6 loaves or whatever. It was gone in 20 minutes. Alright, I think it's time to put it on the table right about now. Alrighty. Now, obviously, we got our awesome dough. Obviously, a little bit is in here. We're going to add that a little bit later. Now, since I forgot to add some salt, a little bit here and there, just to add, a little bit of value of flavor, a little bit of taste. And while I'm doing this, you want to have the dough, obviously, a nice looking, well, don't want it to be sticky, obviously. Obviously, the best thing about doing this by hand, it provides heat to activate the yeast along with lukewarm water, which I have added previously. Add a little bit here and there. Obviously, you're going to have some flour in the bowl, and it would be best if you actually put that in the dough as you go along. Just add a little bit here and there. Obviously, a little pit. Seriously, this is handmade dough is seriously the better choice than those mass-produced dishes that you get from Freihofer's or Walmart or whatever. seriously, it's like 20 times better. I personally think it's a lot better. Alright, so basically, obviously, we got our awesome dough. You can see it right here. Oh, that's the kind of the texture you want it to be. Basically, all you want to do is really just get enough dough get the dough well mixed. So the gluten in the flour can be actually formed. That's how you get that dough. That's how you actually get the dough going. And then one trick that I learned while doing this was taking a small piece of this dough, and making a little window pane a little window pane. See if the gluten has actually if the gluten has actually formed, which is what I'll do right here. Obviously, what you're gonna do, take obviously, just a little bit, maybe this much off your thumb. Try to make it into like a little window pane. See if the gluten has actually formed, which it's there, but it's not quite there. Obviously, give it a few more rolls, obviously, and just a touch of more flour. Give it a little bit more floury taste. Move that out of here. Those are going to be used for later. If you didn't know, there's actually 12 steps into making Italian bread. And between scaling and where I am now, I believe I am on step 6, just working the dough. Basically, obviously, I scaled out the ingredients for the dough, which I already did before I even started this video. Then mix in the yeast with the flour. Then slowly add the water. Then add your salt and corn syrup, or malt syrup. And then you just slowly add heat to your hands to the dough, obviously. All right, let's see how we look. A little bit more. All right, so basically we got our dough, obviously, right here. Next up, rounding, most important part. So what we're gonna do is obviously smooth out the top, obviously, including maybe with a little bit of the bottom. Just like make it as round as a baby's butt, kind of. That's how I was always taught. God, I can't talk today. Thanks a lot, Wednesdays. Let's see how we look like. Looks like we're pretty good. Did you grease it? All right. So obviously, next up, we're gonna obviously grease this up. Obviously, unfortunately, we don't have a proof box because to increase the speed of the dough rising or whatever, you gotta let it be in a proof box, sealed up, sprayed. Obviously, God, I said, wait, is this plastic wrap? This plastic wrap, dude. Alright. Yeah, I got the Christmas one! Woo! How do you like, wait. Thanks, son. Man, I was thinking of like saran wrap, not this stuff. Like, saran wrap. But this will fit. Obviously, we're going to let this sit for a good amount of time. Oh, God. Alright. Now, obviously, with the dough, as you can see, it has doubled in size, which we want. What we did before we left is we put it in the oven right there. Obviously, earlier today, my buddy was making something, and there's still heat in the oven, so I used that as a proof box to actually let the yeast rise the dough. Now, obviously, let's go. Excuse me. Obviously now, I'm going to weigh the dough. Oh, got to turn it on first. 900 grams. 200 grams. God, come on. $955 grams. So if you take a calculator, got a calculator? Calculator, come on! I need a calculator, buddy. I need something to calculate with. Obviously, you're going to cut the dough, obviously, in half. Got two halves here. Going to be, each of them is going to be a loaf. All right, so basically, I want you to divide that. What was it? 955?
Yeah.
Divided by 2.
955 divided by 2?
Yeah.
477.5.
477. All right. 449. See, now it's really a balancing act. See, I'm using a blender scraper to actually cut the dough because I don't want it tearing into the dough. I don't want to tear. I don't want to tear dough. 460. What was it? What did I need? 477.
477.5.
477. All right. This is where it really actually starts to matter on the evenness. 477. Oh my god. Little balls here. 474. 474. 475. 478. Probably like, maybe like half of that. 76. Maybe half of that. 477. All right, got 477 on this loaf. And then I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna add those two right there. Should be 477. All right. Next up, obviously gonna do 2 loaves here. I'm gonna round these out like what we did before with the giant loaf that we had. Right. See, this is why I hated McDonald's when they had the small straws. It's like right there. You can see, yeah, right there. Seriously, in our Shamrock Shake that we just got. God, those things are good. Obviously, round that out. Boom! All right, next up. Obviously, it'd be awesome if you use the same bowl right here. Actually, grab another cutting board, actually. If you can. One there. Cutting board. I can reach it. Yes. All right. Grab another one. Cover it up. Sorry. Can't win today with these cutting boards. Alright, let's see. Third time's the charm. Third time's the charm? Yes! Alright, now, into the oven we go for another, I don't know, 20 minutes maybe? For a final proof. And obviously we're going to be forming the dough, forming the rolls, or the loaves. Obviously scoring, then baking, cooling, and eventually for our sandwiches.